find a real estate platform that aligns everyone in the entire company financially by making us real estate agents owners, so when the average agent wins, everyone wins, that's the secret to success. And when you surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurial people who absolutely love what they do, they love serving people, they love God and life, and you put yourself in an environment of high energy, high producing, positive people every day, you can't help but succeed in business and life. We are changing the real estate industry and changing real estate agents' lives. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever Podcast.
Well, hi, Susan. I'm super excited to have Susan Sabramsky from Napanee, Ontario, Canada, just outside of Kingston. She's a mother of three, a wife of one, I'm assuming, and we're super excited to have you on here, Susan. You're a rock star and up and coming in your market, and welcome to our Financial Freedom Forever podcast today.
Thanks very much, Andre. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So let's jump right in. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, your real estate background, and let's just jump right in. And I want to thank all the viewers that are out there today. If you have any questions from Susan, she's a newer agent, but already doubling my production in my first couple years. So excited to have you on here today and share with our viewers about your real estate career and what your future looks like. But yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
That's great. Thank you. So like Andre said, I'm a single mom of three beautiful children. They are 11, 13, and almost 16, so soon to be driving. So I just got started in real estate not quite 2 years ago. Previous to that, I did a little bit of work in the banking industry, but mainly retail management and that sort of thing. A couple of years ago, I had a few people suggest that I get into the business, and I decided to take the plunge. And as soon as I finished my courses, I quit all my other jobs and did what I always do and dive right in. And I was kind of forced to do well in my first year because it was like you don't do well, you don't eat. So I really went hard in my first year and was happy to be successful. I started out with RE/MAX for a very short time and quickly realized it wasn't quite my culture that I wanted to be in. And I switched over to Century 21, which is where I was right before I came to EXP. So 2 years in, already 3 brokerages.
Oh, wow. It takes time to find the right fit sometimes. It's okay.
That's right. And it's important. I think it's really important for people to realize that you need to find the right fit for this type of business.
All right. Now, how did you, so you moved from RE/MAX to Century 21 because you said RE/MAX wasn't a great fit. Why did you feel Century 21 was a good fit? Who told you about that, or how did you join that company?
I had an acquaintance that I had known for a couple of years through a local business here in Napanee, and she had talked to me a couple of times about switching to Century 21, and then I finally decided to make the switch with her. It was great. I enjoyed my time at Century 21. It was a good company to work for. Local farmer who owned the brokerage, and he really put his heart and soul into it. And I really enjoyed working there.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Probably planned on staying there forever until just a different or bigger opportunity came along, right?
Yeah.
So, and I apologize, I just slipped my mind, I guess, that you're a single mom of 3. So that's a big deal. So
it is
not just, changing, careers from what you were doing before, jumping into real estate, single mom, 3 kids. So that in itself is a huge job to take care of that. And like you said, you were forced to do well, and sometimes that's good, right? That really makes us that much more eager to succeed when you have to, right? So congratulations, because your first year, you said you did what, 10 transactions your first year?
I did.
And that's good. I only did 7 my first year, and now this is not quite your second year. right?
I'm still a ways away from the end of my second year because I got started in March.
Okay.
So, and what are we, November? So I still have a few months left before the end of my second year.
Yeah. And how
Yeah.
many transactions have you closed already in your second year?
Right now I'm sitting at 24.
All right, fantastic. Hey, I think you doubled my second year production, so that's fantastic. I'm super excited of where your real estate career is going to go from here. But so you were happy with where you were, going really starting to grow your business. What made you take a look at EXP?
Well, I was fortunate enough to receive a phone call from someone very special, Pierre Nadeau. And, he made some really valid points. And I was very clear with him that I was happy where I was. And he was not at all pushy with me and just kind of explained the model to me. And I'm a go-getter and I don't like to sit still and I don't like to get stale. So this model actually made a lot of sense for me because there's so many moving parts to it and a lot of opportunities, multiple income streams. It made a lot of sense for me to make this switch. Now, I did ask Pierre to give me some time to think about it. And I think I called him the next day and said, let's do
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you called the next day. So how well did you know Pierre before he made that phone call?
I had never spoke to Pierre in my life.
Wow.
I knew of Pierre, and I know that when we spoke, he did say that he had kind of been, seeing me more often on social media and other areas, and we do have quite a lot of mutual friends and people that kind of would connect us.
Sure.
So, but I had never actually met him or spoke to him. He cold called me,
Wow.
and it happened to work. I got the information I needed, and it was enough to make me realize that I needed to make a decision that was going to better myself and my family. And especially for me as a single parent, it's really important to me to be able to provide for my kids and teach them, the importance of hard work and this model, I think, kind of really gives me the opportunity to shine and show them exactly what I can do. So yeah, it didn't take me long to make the decision once the opportunity was presented. I know many people say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's very true for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So what were the top, three things, and what was the number one thing, and maybe the next two things that you saw in this opportunity that you never saw anywhere else that had you make the move, even when you were not looking?
Yeah, that's fairly easy question for me because one of the things, obviously, with a secondary income stream, and the most important thing that I heard Pierre say was that income stream can be willable to your children or your spouse. Obviously, I want to build a legacy for my kids and something, to help them out with along the way. I wasn't, as a kid, we didn't have a lot of money. So my parents, they put everything into us they could, but, we were limited. We didn't have as many opportunities maybe as some other families would have. And I don't want to give my kids anything, but I do want them to have some opportunities. And if I can do it this way, that was the first and foremost. Secondly, I guess, obviously not just with the income stream, but like also stocks. That's important to me. I'd like to, build a future for myself as well. And this allows me to do that. And I like coaching and being a support system for other people. And it was the thing that was lacking the most for me when I got in the industry is I didn't have anybody that was like taking me under their wing. And I feel like with EXP, as you're sponsoring people in and building a team, you really get an opportunity to coach those people and be there as a support system. And that was the third thing that I thought would be right up my alley. So that was, I guess those are my top three.
All right, fantastic. So you said the multiple streams of income. One meaning the revenue share opportunity that you can earn income not that from the agents, but it's from the company, right? So EXP gives you a little piece of the commissions from the deals that anyone that you sponsor, any of your friends. Now, you said a friend of yours, an acquaintance, helped you get into Century 21, so they attracted you to the company basically.
Yeah.
What did they get? Did they get anything when they brought you an agent who did 10 deals their first year to that company?
No, like definitely nothing monetary. It was like a pat on the back, a thanks for bringing Susan over kind of thing.
Right.
Um, Oddly enough, I got a phone call from that same agent after I joined EXP. And actually, it was about 6 months after I started with the company. I got a phone call from her and she was like, let's meet for lunch. And Pierre and I were talking and he's like, okay, well, is she going to try and get you to come back to Century 21?
Yeah, maybe.
Be careful. And sure enough, she just wanted more information on EXP. And so I was able to give her some information, and she's recently moved over to EXP since then. And I do get something for her joining us here with EXP. I've already started making revenue share from the company based on her sales. So
that's cool. So
yeah, that was
let's
a good
unpack that a little bit. So now you didn't call her; she called you. Is that correct?
That's right.
And,
I haven't called anybody that I sponsored in.
Oh, really? So how many people do you have on your EXP global team right now?
I have 7 right now.
7 agents, and you never called one of them.
I didn't. And actually one of them is actually from like a whole nother region in my area, like in Ontario, a couple hours away, who was showing a property that I had listed, saw that I was with EXP, and we didn't have a relationship, a rapport, nothing. And he just said, could you give me a little bit of information? How do you like it? And we got talking, and sure enough, he made the switch a little while ago as well, a few months ago. And I now speak with him on a daily basis. We have become really good friends, and we meet every once in a while and discuss business. And if I need someone to lean on about something, I'll call him, or vice versa. And that's been very cool. He's not even from my area. I didn't know him before. So that's what this company can do for you as well, like just bringing people together. And I think that's really important to note. It's not all about recruiting and making the phone calls. Sometimes the phone calls work, hence how I got to EXP. And sometimes it's nice just having people come to you and ask you about it.
Well, that just goes to show you that what kind of a leader and presence you are in your market. That Pierre reached out to you. He saw you on social media. He saw you as an up and coming agent, and that's just a big pat on the back, right? That's an honor. I do share that with people, because some people think, hey, EXP is a big recruiting company or whatever. Hey, if someone's calling you, that because they respect you, they like the business that you're doing, and they want to possibly partner with you, right? So if Pierre never picked up the phone and didn't think of you enough to reach out to you, we wouldn't be here today. But look at the domino effect of that. Now you have your friend from Century 21 and this other gentleman from hours away, that now you're in business with friends and other real estate acquaintances that you're becoming more friends with and working together. And if I understood you right, you never called one of those 7 people that are in your group. Is that correct?
That's right.
So you're attracting them. That's just it. You're attracting good agents, are attracting other good agents, because that's how this model works. That's
it
amazing.
Is. Well, and one of my other frontline, like I guess one of the first people that switched over to EXP with me, he called me and he said, I had another agent. I called another agent. I was looking to make a switch, and I called this other agent to see if maybe I could partner with him where he was working at another company. And he said, you know who you should call? Call Susan. This agent from another brokerage suggested he call me and partner with me. And I was like, wow, what an honor that he would think of that. And so that was Joey, and Joey has now joined us. And
Right.
the agent that suggested he move to EXP has now joined us as well. So it's been a really my experience with the agent attraction part has been phenomenal because it is people contacting me. It's the true meaning of attracting agents
That's
has
just it.
been has been my journey with EXP so far. So that's pretty cool for me.
Well, I'm super excited for you, Susan, because you're just in the beginning of this, right? You've already have 7 people on your global team already getting revenue share. I'm sure you've already gotten stock from the company,
I
right?
do.
Because there's 5 ways that we all get stock in the company, just for doing what we always do: sell houses, and help the company grow.
Mhm.
Now, the other companies that you were at before, only for a short time, but we both know we don't get stocks in those companies, right? We
That's
don't
right.
get the opportunity to have income if we do attract some friends, and that's just it. Friends want to work with their friends, and in the real estate industry, um, we hang out and attract the people that are like us. And how much more rewarding is that when the company actually pays us too? So
Mhm.
that's pretty cool. Um, Let me ask you, what was the most difficult part of being a solo agent in the other companies that you were at? And you're still a solo agent. You don't have a team yet, but I think you said you went from 10 to 24 transactions, you're probably starting to get busy enough. Soon you might want to get a buyer agent or two on your team. Is that maybe come in the back of your mind?
It has definitely popped up. I've also been fortunate enough, though, to have a couple of newer agents join EXP alongside of me, and they're really helpful. Like they're eager for business as well, and so every once in a while, if I know I can't do something, I have a little army behind me that's ready to go and willing to help. Um, Now, as far as will I get to the point where I'll want to have a team? I think I probably will. It is something that I would enjoy doing, I think. And under this model, it makes sense. Um, so yeah, that's definitely something that I think might be in the works. Maybe year 3, maybe year 4. I'm not sure, but I would like to see something grow for sure.
Well, that's what's cool with the model, right? You can, when the time is right, you can start your own independent team of buyer agents and listing agents and start growing that out if you want to. But you've already started a global team
Mhm.
um, within the platform and earning additional income. So that's for you and your family. So that's cool. So what I started saying, well, what was the most difficult part of being a solo agent before? And now you've joined EXP, but you're on Pierre's team, right? You're currently on a team, so let's share that. How does that work? Being a team within, or being an agent within Pierre's team, and what is that? What doors open up for you because of that platform?
Well, to answer your first question, like as a solo agent with the previous brokerage, I think, although I really loved the brokerage and I knew I could reach out to anybody at any time, um, the support I've received since I started with Nadeau is amazing, to be honest with you. The amount of contact I have with my, I guess, not necessarily my broker, because that's not what Pierre's title would be, but my team leader.
Right.
Um, I can't tell you enough how much that's meant. The support was there previous, but now it's like an abundance of support. It's like we all within the Nadeau team, we all lean on each other. It's like a quick message: "Hey, I need a topper for my sign. I can't make it out to this area. Anybody in that area that can put? Oh yeah, no, I've got it." You have people that are just always willing to help. I walked from my house the other day down to another agent's house and put a sold sign on for them because that's just, we're a team. And it's that part has been really amazing for me. I've thought a couple times, do I leave the team and become a solo agent, completely solo with EXP? And I don't feel like that's in my best interest right now. I like the support I get from Pierre, especially Pierre and the group that he's built. It's just, we're very fortunate where we are to have this group and to work within it.
And it sounds like you have a choice, right? So you can be on the team, or you can be a solo agent when the time is right. That's not normal in other companies, right?
Yeah.
Unpack that a little bit. Are the different choices that you have? If someone wants to join your team in the future, or Pierre's team, like with you at EXP, or just a solo agent, what are the different options that you guys have?
Well, I know that obviously, like, I'm on the team model with Pierre, and so I pay a split to him, and he covers quite a lot of pretty much everything I need, all my marketing and everything, as well as like provides admin. And I don't have any reason to look at hiring like a VA or an admin staff. I have everything I need. I'm fully supported there, and for the split that I pay. And then I believe he also has what he named a concierge program. So if you wanted to be a solo agent with EXP, but still get the benefits of being on the team, there's other things that he includes, and obviously don't get the full benefit of being on the team, but definitely that is a good option, and maybe the option I would take if I ever left the team, which is highly unlikely at this point. And then I guess just your basic plan with EXP, which is a solo.
Right, solo agent, but
agent.
still you can join as a solo agent within the company.
Mhm.
And so it's for those agents. They're already doing 30, 40, 50 deals a year. They already got their own business. They don't need the support from a team, or don't need everything. But Pierre's system, he gives you different options, so you can plug in wherever it makes sense and give you the concierge service with everything that you need,
Yeah.
or smaller portion, maybe just an office space, and different, maybe some admin help. And so you can plug in different ways. But what's exciting is because of the model, when you do at some point, say you want to start your own team and leave Pierre's team and grow your own team, Pierre's going to support you. He wants you to grow and spread your wings. Where most companies, when you're ready, when you get everything you can from your team leader, now you want to start your own, you have to leave the company, right? But with this model, you get to stay with the EXP company, but spread your wings, build your own team, and you still get all the support and help and love from your team leaders, because we're all partners, financially connected, and that never changes. Even if you were to move to a different city or a different country even, you could still get that support because that never changes.
Yeah, and specifically with Pierre and in my area, anyone that knows him knows he's a giver and knows that he has a huge heart and cares a lot about the people that he is surrounded by, and foremost his family. And you can really see, like, he's the type of guy. I have my oldest daughter's been struggling for a couple of years, and he's the guy that shows up at my doorstep with like a huge meal, pre-made meal, with him and his wife, and they care about their people. And I could see him giving me the boot and kicking me out and saying, like, you need to do this on your own now, before I would be willing even to leave, because the time and effort and care that he puts into this business is amazing, and I'm very fortunate to be lined up with him. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Delabor and Amen and Frank and the other guys and girls that have on our podcast today. Hey, if you have any questions for Susan, please put them in the chat box, and definitely send some love and some hearts, and share this podcast with your friends. We appreciate our viewers for sure. Suzanne, tell me, what surprised you most about EXP, and what were you not really expecting when you made the change?
Well, I think I think because I feel like a couple of times I was overpromised and underdelivered with other brokerages. I was pleasantly surprised to see that like what I was told was going to happen is what I was walking into with EXP. I was told, you're going to have more access to more training, and you'll have more support, and you'll have this and that, and you get told that from most of the brokerages, and then you get there and you're like, hello, like knock knock, is anybody home? I'm still here, and so this has been really nice to actually have everything that was promised in right in front of me. And I think EXP just offers so many different levels of support that some of us even forget that we have it in some areas, and it takes somebody else reminding us that, okay, you're looking for this particular thing, just hop into the world. You can walk into any of those offices and get the answer like this. And, I guess that's the biggest thing, is just the constant support, and the fact that EXP says they're going to do something, and then they do it. They are providing what we're all preaching about. Those are real things that are tangible and at our fingertips at all times.
That's awesome. How about now, because you're on Pierre's team, now he has his own independent building and office space for you guys to go to, but he's not the broker, right? There's, I think, five or six brokers in Ontario that are independent, employees of the company. Have you had to reach out to the brokers for any reason, and how's that support been?
Oh, it's been amazing. And I was worried about that, right? Because I thought, sometimes you do just need the support of your broker. I know I received a welcome phone call from Michelle when I first started, and I've talked to her several times. She has been such a great support. I know if I need something or if I have a question, she knows the answer to everything, which is great. I'm sure she doesn't always think it's great, because she probably gets a lot of phone calls and emails asking for her advice. But she's always there. And if I reach out to her, she responds. There's plenty of times I've just called her up in the middle of the day and she answers her phone, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Here, I get my answer right now. This is fantastic. She actually she'll even she goes right to battle for you. And I know lots of brokerages have a broker owner that will go to bat for you, and she's no different. Even though she has a large area and a lot of people under her, she tries to learn a little bit about you, and she is supportive when you're on the phone with her. She's been fantastic, actually.
So even though she's not sitting right there in your office that you can walk right to her desk, you just reach out to her by phone, or how do you normally communicate with her? What are the different ways that you can reach your broker?
Well, I happen to be a talker, as everyone can see, and I like to communicate face to face. And when that's not possible, the next best thing is the phone. So I usually reach out to her by phone, and I find that it's the most convenient. And when I think so much gets lost in translation when you're texting and emailing. So I usually just get right on the phone, and she's always right there. And if she isn't, she calls me back. It's been great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think about getting access to NAEA, the National Association of Expert Advisors, and getting the free coaching and training from Jake Kinder, Michael Reese, Alice Dasick? Have you ever had access to high-level coaching and training before at no cost? And have you been taking advantage of what we have because they're in our group?
Well, I don't have any choice but to take advantage of it, because David, who is in Peterborough on my team here, he sends me stuff nonstop. It's like, here, did you see this? Did you see this? So I don't really have much choice. I watch most of the things that he sends me. Now, I was telling somebody the other day, I think I'm just not working at my full capacity right now with, just stuff going on at home, and COVID has created a lot of issues for my kids. And I know everybody's struggling with that. And so I haven't been diving in as deep with the training and the coaching and stuff that I could, but I know that I have access to it. And I do watch the occasional occasional video or whatnot that might come on. And it's been really great. Like the last coaching I had, I paid for, and it was not cheap. So this is great to have access to these guys and know that you could just jump on a call with them and they're there for you. Like you have
Right.
access to their calendars, and it's like you go in and jump on a call with one of these guys, and it's been really cool.
Another thing that the first time that we actually met face to face was in Kingston, right? Or actually, you drove to Toronto and went to the event.
I only saw you in the Kingston one. I didn't
Okay.
meet the Toronto one.
That's right. So I met you the first time in the Kingston event. But let's just, what did you learn from that? Because people know that we're an online company, right? So how did this live event get put together, and what experience did you have from that?
Well, this was a really cool thing for us. Pierre worked really hard to get this event going, and we had a lot of people show up, and it was really neat for me to meet you because you and I have spoke so many times. Again, this is another thing I love about EXP is that, I mean, you're in the States and here I am in Canada, and you're a support person for me. And I've talked to you numerous times via text. We've emailed. It's been really cool. And then to be able to meet you in person was exciting. And Al was, that's who I did my 3-way call with, me and Pierre and Al. And so again, to put a face to that was awesome. And he's such a great guy, and so good with speaking. What did he say? Burn your boats. We learned a lot about burning your boats. It was a cool experience. That's my first in real estate because I started 5 days before they shut everything down for COVID. That was my first event. And it was great that it was local and everybody felt comfortable. And I was so happy to have him there. It was good. We had lots of agents from other brokerages, and I think a lot of people took some takeaways from it. And it was a great event.
Yeah, it's cool that we have people in our network that, I mean, people that don't know Al. I mean, he had a team of 10 agents and his own independent company. He has over 40 in his team now since he's moved over to EXP. He has thousands in his group, and he's such a big giver. I know his team was selling over 300 to 400 homes a year, and we flew him into Toronto, and we went to Kingston and put on that Double Your Business live event. And how much did any of us pay for that? It was free, right?
Yeah.
We didn't pay for anything. He came into town and put on that event. And it was phenomenal to see you personally and to be able to get together face to face and help each other grow each other's businesses. It's pretty cool. Well, we're going to wind down here our interview, but what I like to ask, if there was just one takeaway that you want to make sure that whoever's listening today, if they're a friend of yours, maybe an acquaintance, maybe you've never even met, but what would be one takeaway you want to make sure that they really hear loud and clear of what they might be able to learn from your experience in your real estate background?
Yeah. I guess the biggest thing I can say when it comes to EXP is anyone I talk to talks a lot about how they're not into recruiting. And so it's not the company for them. And that's just, it's black or white for them. They're not into recruiting and therefore they don't want to be with EXP. And I guess what I wanted to say is that I've not made a single phone call to anybody. And the people who I do talk to come to me. We golf, and then halfway through the 9 holes, they're like, okay, tell me about EXP. And I'm like, no, I don't talk about business on the golf course. Never. But
Awesome.
It's cool because people want to know about EXP. And I think if everybody just kind of came in and looked at it with a little bit more of an open mind and really hear what the model is, you'd be blown away. And again, you'd be at that point of like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So I guess that's my advice. Be open-minded and kind to people because
There
not everybody's out there just, putting the grind out and trying to recruit every person that they meet, just because they have EXP on their business card, I guess.
Right. Well, I think a lot of it, people are just excited. I mean, people are excited about getting stock in the company. I know guys that worked at other companies 10, 20, 30 years and have hit some huge milestones, got some nice plaques, and that's all great. But agents get excited that they get ownership in a company that's publicly traded. They get actual stock that they can sell. And with all the training and the support, people are just excited. So if anyone's out there listening and you're getting a phone call from a friend or two, or even a stranger, maybe because they see you, they see what you're doing in a real estate business, and they want to have the same opportunity for you to see what's changed, literally had changed their life, right? So that's great advice. Be open. And another thing I've heard is, hey, if you're anywhere in the Kingston, area within, driving distance, and you golf and you like to get out there and golf, and learn, and maybe get a few questions answered after the golfing is done, call Susan. Her phone number is right there. And maybe you guys can get together and have a new friend in real estate and learn more about the company. You'd be open to golfing a little more. I know Pierre enjoys it.
Yeah. Well, and I guess I should tell all the guys out there, if I outdrive you, I'm sorry, but it could happen.
Sounds like a little competition there. I love it.
Right.
Hey, my last question is, if you could do it all over again, would you do anything differently? As far as joining EXP, would you do anything differently than what you did moving over?
Yes, I would. If I could do something differently, and this is just career focused. When I originally started looking for brokerages, I was so confused. I didn't know where to go or who was telling the truth to me. And I ended up going somewhere because somebody I knew and trusted was like, you have to try it here. You have to go there. You have to go. And I think I knew in my heart that it wasn't the right spot for me. And I did it anyways, because I felt like that was okay. I don't want to let them down. And one thing Pierre said to me was, all decisions you make need to be made in your family's best interest. And I think that that's good advice when you're first starting, is think about what's best for you in the long run. And if it's, the big name of Remax, then sure. If it isn't, and you want to, you really want to grow your business and have the support and whatnot, then make wise decisions in the very, very beginning and take your time.
Right.
It was something I just felt pressured, and I felt like I was running out of time, and I needed to get a brokerage. And I wish now that I had taken more time and talked to more people. I actually, Pierre's wife is the sister of a good friend of mine, and they both said to me, go talk to Pierre. And I didn't. And now I'm like, if I would have talked to him 2 years ago, where would I be? You know? And so I really think that the best advice is, if you're new and you're looking for a brokerage, take time, talk to people, go to different brokerages. I think that's the best advice I can give right now.
And I would also add to that is read the independent contractor agreement from those companies. Check out 2-3 different companies, 4 or 5, but and read the independent contract agreement that you are signing up for. Because I know when you read our ICA, you learn things like, hey, if it wasn't a good fit and you want to leave, you can take listings with you. You just have to have the seller sign one form, and there's no questions asked. And your leads you can take with you. You'll learn that you're going to get stock in the company. You'll learn that you can, if you do get some revenue share coming in, whatever that might be, if it's $500 or $50,000 a month or whatever it could be, and you were to pass away, you can give that to your kids or grandkids or pass that down. That's real income now. And of course, they got to get their real estate license, because it is commission within 12 months of that person passing. But you really learn if the company is agent centric, and everything in there is really protecting the agent and your families, or if it's protecting all the rights of the company. So definitely, because I know people that wanted to partner with us and actually told their broker that, hey, they were leaving and they're going to join with us. And their broker said, oh, well, okay, well, you're leaving 3 months prior to the year contract that you signed. So you owe us $3,000. And they couldn't leave because they didn't have the money. Oh, really?
It did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was in a position where I was like, I do not fit in here. So I'm okay with it. And I just made the decision to go anyways. But I will say, like, maybe even take it a step further and say to these new agents who are just getting licensed, ask if you can join a weekly meeting or something, like somewhere where you get in and meet some of the agents that are in there, see who talks to you, see how many people approach you, and see how comfortable you feel around those people, because believe it or not, in this industry, we spend a lot of time with each other.
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. And for sure, anyone listening, if you want to jump into some of the free coaching, the free training, or the private Facebook pages that we have, we'll let anyone test the waters and come check out what we're doing, listen in, and see if you're a good fit. So that's a great point. Well, real quick before we sign off, if you're a reader, what's the best inspirational book that you love? Or if you're a movie watcher, what's the best movie of all time that you enjoy, Susan, before we sign off?
I thought a lot about this because I'm kind of a loser when it comes to television and movies. I'm like, I'll watch Hallmark romance movies all day long. But when it came to books, I was thinking a long time ago, I read Andre Agassi's book. And it's probably one of my favorite books I've ever read, just talking about, the perseverance and pain that he went through in his lifetime and his tennis career and with his family. Wow. And how he was affected by so many things. And it actually talked a lot about his childhood and what he went through to get where he was. And I think that's probably my all-time favorite.
What's the name of that book?
I think it's just Andre Agassi. It's right here.
So you're going to get it for us. Awesome.
It's called Open, which makes sense because obviously all of his.
There you go. Open from Andre Agassi. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love the name.
It's his autobiography. So yeah, it's a fantastic book. And if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. And some people may not even know who Andre Agassi is.
Yeah, great tennis player.
I'm aging myself, but
my wife is a big tennis player, or not. She watches a lot of tennis and loves it, and also a lot of Hallmark channels too. Yeah. So we watch that a lot as well. But anyway, thanks.
She must be very jealous that Venus is going to be in Vegas with us.
She's excited about it. Yes,
she's going to be there.
Yeah, Beth's coming to Vegas. Absolutely. Right. So that's next week. We're actually going out early. We're going to go out a few days early and stay a few extra days. But yeah, we'll see you in
I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, we'll see you Monday.
Yeah,
fantastic. It's hey, I know this is your first big real estate event. I mean, you went to the one in that Pierre put on, but this is going to be your first big company event. I can just tell you, I'm excited for you because it's going to change your life. You're going to be thinking when you leave there, it's like, are you kidding me? For $139 Canadian a month, I get access to not only $1,000 worth of free lead generation systems and technology, but I get access to these high-level leadership, people in leadership, and these high-level people and all these systems. You don't know the half of it yet. When you come back from Vegas, if you say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's going to bring a whole new meaning to you. So thanks again for joining us on the Financial Freedom Forever podcast. Next Wednesday, we're going to be in Vegas. So I'm hoping to go live in Vegas for our podcast. Just kind of see how that all works out. You never know with the internet inside the hotels, but we'll see everyone next week, same place. And I'm excited to get together with you next week, Susan. All right, bye-bye.
Okay.
God bless. Thanks.
Bye.